What if I told you one of the most famous explorers in history set out to find Asia and accidentally bumped into an entire continent instead? Yeah, that's Christopher Columbus, a man celebrated for discovering America, even though millions of people already lived there, and a man whose voyages changed the world, for better and for worse. Today, we're unpacking the real story behind Christopher Columbus, the ambition, the mistakes, the consequences, and the legacy that still sparks debate more than 500 years later. Let's rewind to the 1400s. Columbus was born in 1451 in Genoa, Italy. As a teenager, he went to sea and basically never looked back. He became obsessed with maps, trade routes, and one huge idea. Instead of sailing around Africa to reach Asia, why not sail west across the Atlantic? There was just one problem. His math was way off. Columbus believed the Earth was smaller than it actually is. If the Americas hadn't been sitting in the way, his crew would have run out of food long before reaching Asia. Still, he pitched his idea to several European monarchs. Most said no. Finally, in 1492, Spain's King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella agreed to fund his trip. He set sail with 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. On August 3, 1492, Columbus and about 90 men sailed into the unknown. Weeks passed. No land, no Asia, just endless ocean. The crew grew nervous. Some historians believe they were close to mutiny. Then, on October 12th, land appeared on the horizon. But it wasn't China or Japan. Columbus had reached an island in the Caribbean, likely in the Bahamas. He called the people he met Indians because he believed he had arrived in the Indies near Asia. He hadn't. He had arrived in a place already home to thriving indigenous civilizations, including the Taino people, who had their own cultures, trade systems, and societies. Columbus didn't realize he had encountered continents previously unknown to Europeans. He believed he was near Asia for the rest of his life. Columbus made 4 voyages across the Atlantic. Each time, he claimed land for Spain and helped open the door for European exploration and colonization. This led to something historians call the Columbian Exchange, a massive transfer of plants, animals, goods, culture, and diseases between the Old World and the New World. Horses were introduced to the Americas. Crops like tomatoes, potatoes, and corn spread to Europe and beyond. Entire diets and economies changed. But there was also a devastating side. European diseases like smallpox spread rapidly among indigenous populations who had no immunity. Over the following decades, millions of people died. Historical records also show that Columbus and his men enslaved indigenous people and used brutal force to control the lands they claimed. Reports of cruelty and poor governance eventually reached Spain, and Columbus was arrested by Spanish authorities, though he was later released. So while Columbus is remembered as a bold explorer, his actions also caused enormous suffering. Columbus didn't discover America in the true sense. Indigenous peoples had lived there for thousands of years, and Norse explorers had reached North America centuries earlier. But his voyages did permanently connect Europe and the Americas, reshaping global history. Trade expanded. Empires grew. Cultures blended. Conflicts erupted. The modern world as we know it began to take shape. That's why Columbus remains such a complicated figure. To some, he represents courage and exploration. To others, he represents colonization and oppression. In recent years, many places have replaced Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day, shifting the focus to the people who were here first and whose histories long predate European arrival. History isn't always a story of simple heroes and villains. Sometimes it's messy, human, and uncomfortable. Christopher Columbus set out looking for spices and gold. and accidentally changed the course of world history. His story reminds us that exploration can lead to discovery, but also responsibility. The past shapes the present, and understanding the full picture helps us build a better future.